Hey, what's going on, Modern Girl Media? It's your boy, Creezo here. Uh, Back with another video. Bit of an unorthodox video, and one you might not have expected if you know me personally. I have never been the biggest EDM, electronic music enjoyer. I have been to a couple festivals with some friends, but I did my big one. I did EDC Las Vegas 2026. I went camping and I was there for all 3 days. And every single day, from the first day starting at 5, and then every day ending at 5 in the morning, and then the subsequent day starting at 7 p.m. after that, I was on my feet. I walked 40,000 steps in all 3 days. Ridiculous. I needed I would sleep and rest half the day, and then the other half of the day I would be out and about. But I got lots of electrolytes, I got lots of food, and I want to talk about a few things. One, I want to talk about the artists I saw, the artists I got introduced to. I knew a couple of artists already going into it just from my previous festivals and my friends showing me around. I've come to learn I am a big hardcore guy, a big hard techno guy, a big hard style guy. Like I love the industrial shit. I love the oons oons ya oons oons ya. So Kang Kunstler was a big one for me. 9 by 9 1991. Well, not Sarah Landry, Charlotte Dwight. Just like anything having to do with techno, I was a big fan of. Black and white, black and red. I love that up tempo shit. Restricted was really cool. I digress. I'll go into that in a bit. And then also my camp experience. My camp experience was unique. I got a trailer. I rented an RV. Well, I guess me and somebody stayed in an RV, and camp was amazing. Like it was honestly so fun. They had a plethora of activities. So I guess I'll start there. So once you got to EDC, we got there. Day zero, they took our generator. I guess you can't have external generators. Your generator needs to be attached to the unit, or so they said. But there was plenty of people with external generators that simply didn't get caught, or they had it stored somewhere that made it look internal. Ooh. So if you take a generator and you have it like in the back of your rental truck, we did rent a truck. Just make it look like it's hooked up to the RV, so that way they don't take it from you, and you don't have to be like waking up from the heat every day, like Monsieur. But that was like pretty much the worst thing that happened. Once they did that, we found a spot at camp. We said hi to our neighbors. We extended our RV. So I'd never been in an RV before, but the sides like come out. And once we did, we headed straight into Camp EDC. Camp EDC had a couple of tents. They had one tent that was all merchandise, so you could get a massage there, you could get tattoos there, temporary tattoos. And then they had stuff like pants, shirts, trinkets, you name it. Pretty much anything you could think of. Fridge magnets, keychains. It was really cool. And then they had like two stages. They had like a stage that was playing the radio station. People were dancing there, chilling there, just like laying down in the grass. And then they had an actual stage with an actual DJ. I didn't really get to enjoy or partake in that DJ just out of personal preference. Like I rather have been resting or doing something else. Except for the after parties. So coming back from EDC like at 5 in the morning, the DJs would start, and that was a lot of fun. It was so cool, especially on the last day. On the last day of EDC, after they did the closing ceremony, it was packed out because that was the after party. That was like pretty much the only place where you could still get your your EDC experience, and like the last drops of it, everyone was trying to ring it out. But I love the music there. The atmosphere was amazing. It was very cozy. Very regularly, I would walk out to camp like in my sweats or in my pajamas. I was about to say my boxers, but I did not do that. And you could see people in their full rave attire, just like letting it all hang out, man. And props to those people for just hanging around camp like that. But I was not so strict with my outfits. My outfits were amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen my Instagram, go follow me on Instagram. I don't think it's linked anywhere, but ask for it. I'll give it to you, I guess. But yeah, Camp EDC, amazing experience. They had a bunch of food vendors as well. They had a plethora of things, everything from like bulgogi fries to seafood to ramen. Then you had your regular chicken strips and like fair food and stuff like that. But really, really good food vendors, food trucks. They had waters like aguas frescas as well. So every day I would get me a pineapple water, get rehydrated, and I would throw like an electrolyte in there, like the electrolyte packs that like replenish you. Absolutely necessary. Like if you weren't drinking electrolytes, you were dying. It was one or the other. It was a binary for sure. They had yoga at Camp EDC, so goat yoga was a big thing, but you had to sign up ahead of time and you had to get there kind of early, I think before 10 a.m. and most people are dead from the night before. Like, but I digress. Is camp worth it? Absolutely. If you have a good group of people to go with and get an RV together, and if you need to rent a truck, I think it's totally worth it. Now, one thing I wouldn't recommend, that was another part of Camp EDC, will be the tents. I super duper do not recommend you go tent camping. Um, the biggest convenience is that you're so close to EDC, right? What was so cool is that at any time I could just walk back to my trailer and I could chill or I could have a drink or me and my buddies, we were off of the SID and I got really, really high and I was like, I need to go back. And we did. And I chilled there for like an hour or two. And then we went back and we saw whatever shows we wanted to. And it was really cool. But the tents were very small, cramped. They were very close to each other, so that when people were making noise in there, like everybody could hear it. They were hot, like the AC units were those like weird external AC units that like need a tube to get fed through to the external. Super duper do not recommend you get a tent. Maybe somebody can speak otherwise, but everybody I spoke to from camp that was in a tent were miserable. Uh, there's a lot of things I'm sure you could bring in, like maybe your own AC thing, or like if you have a super powerful industrial fan, or I don't know, like a humidifier or something. Maybe you can make it work, but for my part, I super don't recommend it. I really think it's a bad idea. But I digress. That's probably the worst part of camp. They also had like little mini games you could play there. They had like an arcade, so I played a lot of ping pong. I met a lot of people playing ping pong because I was making a racket, and people would like come over from all the attention I was gathering, and they'd be like, that looks like fun. But I can't recommend Camp EDC enough. If only thing for the convenience, because a lot of people were not priced out, but a lot of people they had to wait on like Ubers, Lyfts, taxis to take them to the actual venue, and it would take like 3 hours sometimes. So that's valuable time. It took me like maybe 20 minutes to walk out to EDC, and I don't have to pay an Uber or wait for one or whatever. I could just go at my leisure, right? That was the biggest convenience. And oh, the showers on site were fine. You could refill your waters there. They had ice for sale, so even though we had no AC, our ice packs were always full, or our coolers anyway. Met a lot of cool people. You like usually just talk to your neighbors, and our neighbors were chill. They let us borrow their power outlets sometimes, or whatever we may need, and sometimes I roll them a little weed. You know how it goes. But yeah, 10 out of 10 camp. I think that's the only way to do it. I think that's the only way I would ever do EDC in the future as well, is by camping. Like hotels are awesome because once you're at your hotel, you're very comfortable, full beds, full room, privacy. But it's just getting to the venue that's kind of the issue, and that's a big issue for me. That's a big oof because we were ready every day by like on day 2 and day 3, we were ready by like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. We because we drink for like an hour and everybody's got to change and shower. But if you're at a hotel, like that's not an option. If you're ready by 7, you're getting there at 10. And that sucks. There's a lot of good artists playing early, especially opening, that I can speak for. And the music is why everyone's there, right? Like you want to be dancing. EDC itself, I will talk about a little bit about the amenities at the actual carnival, but first I want to get into the artists. So let's get into the music a little bit, right? So let me make sure this is still, yes, that's the right one. So here you see the Vegas lineup. I was looking for a link that had them separated by day. Whew. Excuse me. I know I had it on my phone, but I was unable to find it. So I'm just gonna kind of go down the list and see if I recognize people and who I saw. I spent again all 3 days walking around every single stage, 40,000 steps a day. So I saw like a lot of these people. Some of them I might not know or remember, But off the top of my head, I do have a lot of people that I enjoyed. I want to say one thing about the DJ scene, the EDM scene that I think is really cool is that it's very competitive and it's very saturated. So a lot of these artists, even though they don't have like a huge following, they were putting their dick and balls into these sets or their ass and pussy. Sorry. I I didn't think I was gonna say that. But like people were putting in work on these sets and they were amazing. Every single stage was beautiful. I don't remember the names of all of them, but I did get to hit them all. My favorite was probably Stereo Bloom. They had like these acid patterns on the ceiling that were amazing. Kinetic Field was beautiful, but the crowds at Kinetic Field were usually very obnoxious. If you went to like a Porter Robinson or a John Summit, the people that listen to those artists, like even though those artists are awesome and their music is good, the people that listen to those artists are disgusting. I will say that blatantly without shame. I think John Summit fans are like scum of the earth. Same thing with maybe not so much Porter Robinson fans, but they're up there as well. Like people at those stages were gross. Starting out with 1991 and 9 by 9 they were amazing. I can't say enough good things about them. The techno crowd is beautiful. Sure, they look really mean and they may be intimidating and they dress like vampires, but I love it. I love the aesthetic. I love the music. I love the vibe. 9 by 9 put a fuck of a show on, and same thing with 1981. I could not recommend them enough in case you get to see them at different sets or a different festival, I should say. Let's see who else I saw from here. I didn't get to see Alice in Wonderland. That was one of my regrets. Armin van Buren. Uh, there's so many. I really wish these were split up by day here. Chainsmokers. I didn't get to see the Chainsmokers, but one of my buddies said that set was amazing. I have a distinct distaste for Chainsmokers because of that one song. That was like the first song that made me into a hater, the selfie song, which was way back in the day. I was like still in middle school or something, or high school, I forget. But right next to the Chainsmokers, we have Charlotte Dwight. Charlotte Dwight did a sunrise set at Kinetic Field, which is like the biggest stage there, and it was right after Porter Robinson. I was there with my buddy. My buddy, he loves Porter Robinson. He's a total weeb. He's a nerd. And for whatever reason, they had Charlotte White right after. I thought they would have had her like at a more techno based set, but dude, Charlotte's set was beautiful, dude. And her last album, if you know it at all, um, like she played pretty much every track off of there. Amazing. Could not recommend it enough. The Claws set was really cool. My buddy was telling me that there was people that they were just letting on stage for the whole set. That was pretty sick. I really like that. Like really with the community in that one. DJ Mandy, I know DJ Mandy. She made like meme music, but her people were saying her set was pretty good. I heard Eli Brown was amazing as well. Fisher, let's see, Getter. This was a very stacked set. Grizz back to back with Wooly. I only really caught the end of because our friend was very drunk. But it was packed out, dude. People love them some Grizz. People love them some Wooly. And they're so good together. Like there was a set with Holy Priest, Nico Moreno, where the music they just did not have synergy as much as like Holy Priest has with like Little Texas or something. Like it sounded very weird. It was very off. But Grizz back to back Wooly, probably my favorite back to back set that I got to see. Holy Priest, I didn't get to see. I was really mad about that. Same thing with I Hate Models. I really wanted to see I Hate Models. John Summit again, great DJ. The trash fan base, like absolute ants, absolute cockroaches. Listen to John Summit. Levity, I didn't see. Little Texas, man. Little Texas, I've seen probably 3 times at this point. Never disappoints. The up tempo is just so me. I'm learning how to Hawken just from how much I listen to Little Texas. And he started off as like a little bit of a meme for me, but I love him so much now. Klang Kungsler, probably one of my favorite sets. It was a sunrise set on day 3, right before the Nico Moreno Holy Priest back to back. Ken Kungsler, one of my favorite artists coming out of EDC. I super recommend them if you like really hard industrial dark techno. I was about to say hardcore after saying hard. But Ken Kungsler, man, kisses and hugs, kisses and hugs. Let's see, Lily Palmer. Didn't listen to them. I'm trying to go through these. Nico Moreno, I didn't see their solo set, but I heard it was really good. Same thing with Notion. Porter Robinson. The thing about Porter Robinson is just that it's the most radio DJ there that I could even imagine. Steve Aoki, I thought was gonna be the same thing, but his set was crazy off the hizzle, man. Really, really happy with the Steve Aoki set. He was also at Kinetic Field. If you guys see like pictures, Kinetic Field is the one with like the owls. Oh, they had two owls and they had the lady, like the big face. They had a lot of stages with the big face. But those are like the most memorable for a lot of people. Kinetic was packed out too. People were complaining that it was too crowded there. And I think it's because they had too many good sets there. They should have spread it out a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple more I saw. Wooly, I wish I saw Wooly by himself. Seven Lions I actually saw because they were playing at Cosmic Garden or I forget what it's called, but the most important headliner they're very much like a feel good, I'm on Molly type of beat, but my friends love Seven Lions. They say that like, they see them and they cry every time and that they're a big reason they came, but I was like, whatever about it. I wasn't crazy. But right after Seven Lions, we had Restricted. Man, I am a big Restricted fan now. Same thing, just very hard music, very hard techno, very gabber, very Hawkin. I love it. I think they're also very popular. They played at one of the big main stages as well. Yeah, and necessarily, I could probably find some more in here, but I don't want to get too into it because I feel like I'm just going, oh, that was really good. But man, even if you're not big on EDC, well, wait, first, before I get into that, let me talk about the amenities they had there. It was pretty cool. They had a lot of rides. They had a Ferris wheel, not bumper cars, but like those things that fly around. Couple different rides. They had that big hammer, that like pendulum hammer thing that swings around. You know what I'm saying? It swings you in a circle. Like as soon as you walk in, that one was pretty fun. Let's see what else. Essentially, in terms of ride, those are like the main ones. They had really cool stops. So they had like a bar you go into, and it's like 1920s like swing, and they had showgirls, and I was throwing ass in there, bro. I was oos 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 oos, even though they were kind of hunky dory with the music. That shit was cool. And then they had EDC. EDC. I went in for one set and they were doing line dancing. And I kind of checked out. I was kind of like, oh, I thought it was a bar where I could go in and buy stuff, but that wasn't the case. The Bacardi stage was really cool. Also, where all the Latinos and Latinas were. Shout out, my people. Um, every mix ever, they were playing Bad Bunny 90% of the time. But hey, I like the new Bad Bunny album now, so I wasn't too mad about it. Let's see what else. I loved how many people they had walking around just with like hula hoops or with the dragon, the Chinese dragon with us like 3 4 people in there. Just making you feel like there's so much going on. They had a marching band going around, and then there's like a conga line behind them. It was amazing, honestly. The atmosphere was electric, absolutely. And yeah, the decorum, beautiful, like 10 out of 10. It really felt like a raceway. Like anywhere at all you looked, you didn't see like scaffolding or like anything set up. Everywhere you looked was set up to perfection. The only thing that sucked was the amount of trash. Like there was trash all over the floor, and I think it was because it was too crowded. Like if it was less crowded, they probably could have had cleanup crew do a little bit of a better job, or like people would be less likely to just throw their shit on the ground. But sometimes I didn't blame people because like when I was at Porter Robinson waiting for Charlotte Dwight, I was probably there like 3 hours, maybe 2 hours before Charlotte came on, and then like I waited another hour for her set to finish, and then I went back to camp again, and I partied a little more. So when you're around that long and it's kind of like shoulder to shoulder, like you're not gonna look for a trash can, and you're not gonna hold your shit either. I can kind of understand that. I guess. I guess. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much covers everything having to do with EDC and my experience there. Go with friends, even if you don't go with friends. There was a long time where I was just wandering around, just like going stage to stage, looking for my favorite one. And one newfound love that I have is with bass music. Like I'm not big on dubstep, but I like bass. And they had a stage called the Bass Pod. The Bass Pod was awesome. It was super fun. I was rolling on Sid, my first time with the Bass Pod, but the next 2 days I came back and like I loved it. I loved the setup. It was gorgeous there. I wish that I had taken more videos and photos of the Bass Pod because to me it was like the coolest looking stage. Even though it wasn't my favorite stage, it was definitely what the one I considered the coolest looking. Yeah, now that's officially everything I have to say about EDC. Even if you're not like an EDM person, you're not into the music, that's okay. You don't have to like it. You just have to dance to it, and there's plenty to be able to dance to there. If you went to EDC and you didn't dance, you're a coward. You're lame. You're a waste of carbon. Seriously, like, what are you doing? Come on, like, that was the most fun part of EDC was just getting to dance, man. I did not stop dancing for 3 days straight. So I say I did 40,000 steps, but tack onto that all the dancing that I did. And I went to EDC. I was 194 pounds. I weighed myself today in the gym. Granted, I've been like a little bit of a deficit since getting back, and I've been eating a little less. But today I'm 188, which is insane for like less than a week from EDC, right? Or about a week from EDC till now. That's ridiculous, and it's kind of got me going. Like, damn, I should just hit 180 at this point and get nice and cut. You know, maybe 170. Who knows? But yeah, it's a hell of a workout, and I would do it all over again. I did actually buy my ticket for next year's EDC already. I'm super looking forward to it. I'm gonna be a lot more prepared. I'm gonna do a lot more training beforehand. Um, I'm gonna make sure I drink a lot more electrolytes because I did almost pass out day one. That was really bad. Uh, but geez, I wouldn't change anything for the world. It was an amazing experience, and even now, like I still don't consider myself like a huge EDM guy, even after listening to all that music. But I love the atmosphere. I love just the electricity, man. It's electric in there. You could talk to anybody you want to, by the way. There's plenty of people to talk to in there. Now you can make friends. It's beautiful. The EDM community is amazing, except for whatever slice of the pie John Summit's crowd is. They could have hit that place with the what's that? A bug bomb. I would have been so happy if they did that. They could have evaporated half that crowd. I don't think anybody would have cared, or I would have been happy about it anyway. Yeah, fuck you, John Summit fans. You're all pieces of trash. Sorry. But yeah, that's how I felt about EDC. Thank you guys for watching. This is a very rambly video. I just kind of wanted to express my feelings and tell you guys a little bit about how it was in there and talk about camp a little bit and some of the artists I really enjoyed. But yeah, I'm a big techno guy now. Big techno guy. Modern Girl Media, Krizo. Wait, other eye. Signing out.